have a motto here, and that's God, family, football.
After Evangel's worst season in history, famed head coach Denny Duron returns. Everybody is wondering, can he win a state title?
But it seems that there is so many life lessons to learn, and you can
Really?
merge
Yes.
sports and our faith together. So tell me a little bit more about what you've kind of learned over the years and what you want to tell families, Denny.
Well, I think it began as an idol in my life, honestly. I was 17 years old and I was a quarterback of a large school here in Shreveport, and I had dreams of going on and playing more. And it was as if the more the football increased in my life, the more Christ diminished in my life. And I had a crash and burn in the district championship, the worst possible game I could have imagined happening. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm lying in my bed, tears staining my pillow, so frustrated and angry and confused. And I said, God, I'm a good kid. I've lived for you. I'm a believer, and why would you let this happen to me? And of course, I can tell you since that time, it wasn't God that let them. It was the fact that I made bad reads. That was the reason it happened to me. But God can use anything. And the word I heard deep in my heart was this: because I'll never allow you to love anything more than me. And at that point, I gave up football and I said, I'm not going to play. Well, Louisiana Tech came and offered me a scholarship after my senior year. And I told them, no, I'm not going to play any more football. They said, well, will you just come and watch our last game and just be with some of the guys and see the campus? And they said, it's Terry Bradshaw's last college football game. And I said, okay, then I'm in. So I went to the game. And as the students were leaving the stadium at the end of the game, I stood there in the still small voice, those precious impressions that don't come from you, begin to resound in my spirit. And this is the sentence I heard: I have called you here to play football for my glory. Well, to make a long story short, and it's relevant even today as far as what's happening this year, they switched me back to quarterback from wide receiver my junior year. And when that happened, I was frustrated because I was in the starting lineup at wideout and I was going to fourth string quarterback. And they said, well, we just want to see if your arm fits the requirement of the job. We were losing our All-American. And I, again, went to prayer. And this is what I heard in my spirit. And I know this sounds totally unbelievable, but I can verify it with so many people that were there. The Lord spoke to my heart and said, I'm going to give you an undefeated season for the first time in the history of this school for my glory, but use it as a testimony. And so the first game, we barely slipped by this opponent. My coach was so confused as far as who should be the quarterback. And I walked right in and I said, Coach, don't move me. I said, I know I didn't play well. I said, but we're not going to lose a game. We're going undefeated for God's glory. He thought I was a nut. And so he gets me out of the room and just doesn't even want to talk to me the rest of the week. And sure enough, we went 12-0 for the first time in Louisiana Tech, and the last time Louisiana Tech ever did that. And at the end of that season, I stood in front of that microphone of ABC, and I said, I asked the Lord for an 11-0 season for his glory. He gave us a 12-0. That shows you what Jesus can do. And our whole team experienced a revival as a result of that. And so what I will tell you is, from the very beginning, this thing has always been about Jesus for me, and about using this opportunity to make an impact in people's lives. I played 2 years in the World Football League after that, and then I signed with the Washington Redskins, and it looked to be the easiest gig I was going to have, because the only job open was the third job at quarterback. And I was the only young guy in camp, and I wasn't making a lot of money. It was going to be an easy deal. And yet that still small voice spoke to me one morning in the training camp in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and said, you're done here. This is your very last day. And I went into George Allen and told him I was leaving. And the Washington Star carried the newspaper headline the next day. It said, even Redskins no match for the call of God. And so I went to this tiny little college, Evangel University, to speak a few months later. And so I was speaking at Evangel University, and the president of the school said, I want you to come start a football program here. I said, oh, no. I said, there are two things I'm never going to do. I'm never coaching and I'm never pastoring. And of course, I've spent my whole life doing those things. But as I prayed about it, the Lord again spoke to my heart, and I started the football program as the youngest head coach in the college ranks at 24 years old at Evangel University, and then started this program at the behest of my mom. And you don't ever tell your mom, no, I don't know if that was God or not. It was just my mom. And started this program in 1989, this little school that she had founded in 1980, Evangel Christian Academy. And then now I've come back for my third startup because we lost 68 upperclassmen a few years ago. And when that happened, we were reduced to eighth and ninth graders playing that very first year. And that's the year that I stepped into, and we started again. But, nobody has to ask me. Everybody in this town knows what it's about, as far as I'm concerned, is that this whole football thing's never about football. And I wouldn't be doing it if it were not about Jesus first. And
Aaron, I
then
see why
it's
he's your
family.
hero. I mean, I totally get it. I get it.